Hey guys, welcome back. If you are here, we just finished reading through the text for the first time. We listened to the whole text, and you should have completed your Making Text That Seem Very Complicated Simple graphic organizer. So I want you to take a look. Right now in front of you, you should have a completed graphic organizer. If you do not, I want you to stop the video and I want you to go back to the previous page so that you can read the text, and I want you to create your organizer. Got it? Awesome. So if you're with me, that means that you have your completed graphic organizer and you're ready to dive into the text. So let's get started. What I have here is the first paragraph of the text. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do a cold read through the text, through the paragraph, and then we're going to go ahead and take some time to see if we can figure out what the topic sentence is here. First, I see an image. It looks like it's a photograph of a glacier. That's what the caption says, a photograph of a glacier. Have you ever heard the phrase ice age? It refers to a long period of time when glaciers and ice sheets cover large parts of the Earth. We are actually living in an ice age right now. This ice age began about 2.5 million years ago. Today, large areas of ice cover regions of Antarctica, the Arctic, and Greenland. Now I need to try to find the topic sentence. Remember, the topic sentence is the sentence that's going to tell me what the paragraph is mostly about. I know that sometimes the topic sentence is the first sentence, so I want to go ahead and take a look. This sentence here, have you ever heard the phrase ice age? For understanding. Is this the topic sentence or the catchy opening? What do you think? Good. It's a catchy opening. Whenever we have a question at the very beginning of a paragraph, it's usually to grab the reader's attention to get them excited about what they're going to read about. You got it. Catchy opening. So thought I could trick you. I didn't. Silly Mrs. Lardner. Let's go ahead and keep looking at the paragraph and see if we can figure out the topic sentence then. I think it's the last sentence. Today, large areas of ice cover regions of Antarctica, the Arctic, and Greenland. So this is really telling me what the paragraph is mostly about. The paragraph is really talking about ice ages. What are ice ages and how it relates to us now? Let's take a look at the second paragraph. This one is pretty meaty and talks a lot about glacial and interglacial periods. So I'm going to kind of, after I read, I'm going to not paraphrase it, but we're going to talk a little bit more about the science behind here so we hopefully can answer some questions later on. The climate changes multiple times during an ice age. It alternates between glacial periods and interglacial periods. So I'm thinking there are two periods, glacial periods and interglacial. Well, I know inter means between. So this is a glacial period and a between glacial period. Let's keep reading. During glacial periods of an ice age, temperatures are much colder than they are today. So glacial means it's much colder, very, very cold. Ice sheets and glacier expand, covering more of the planet. That makes sense. If it gets colder, I'm going to have more ice, more glaciers. I'm going to cover more of Earth with ice and glaciers. Got it. These periods can last tens of thousands of years. The last glacial period started about 120,000 years ago and ended about 11,500 years ago. So it seems like there was a glacial period kind of recently, but it has ended. So I know that we are not right now in a glacial period. So during interglacial periods of an ice age, the average global temperature increase. Oh, so glacial means it gets really cold, but interglacial means that the temperature gets hotter. Ice sheets and glaciers get smaller. That makes sense. If it's hotter, the ice is going to melt, which means it'll get smaller. Okay, the climate is warmer and wetter than it is during glacial periods. The climate, or we are currently living in an interglacial period. Got it. Interglacial right now, so it's warmer, the ice caps, glaciers, ice sheets, those are all melting. Got it. It started about 11,500 years ago when the last glacial period ended. During an ice age, glacial periods generally last much longer than interglacial periods. So it seems like I really have two periods that I'm dealing with. Interglacial, where what we're in right now, when it's a little bit warmer and ice is melting, and glacial periods when it gets much colder and the ice that is covering the earth gets much larger and bigger. Now I need to think through, like, what's the topic sentence here? What was this paragraph mostly about? Well, this paragraph is really talking about interglacial and glacial periods. So I need to find a sentence that talks to me or that tells me about that. The first sentence here, the climate changes multiple times during an ice age. It alternates between glacial periods and interglacial periods. Even though it's the first two sentences, I'm going to snag both of them as the topic sentence. Both of these sentences are really giving me a really good idea of what the paragraph was mostly about. So now what I want you guys to go ahead and do is scroll on down. You're going to answer some of the questions below. I'm going to ask you what were the topic sentences of the two paragraphs that we just read. So if you're reading through this quiz and you're feeling a little confused, go back up and watch the video one more time before you select your answer. I want to make sure we get 100% because I already went through these answers with you. Got it? Awesome. Go ahead and scroll on down, fill out those answers, and I'll see you on the next form. Bye, guys.